spend some time on, the AFC North. And I don't want to boast much because it is still early in the season. But everything that we said that concerned us about the Cleveland Browns coming into the year has kind of played out that way. We make mistakes, folks, collectively as a football society where we fall in love with the fantasy guys and the quarterbacks and the wide receivers and the running backs. And the reason why is because we play them in our fantasy leagues and they're on our fantasy teams. What we don't get excited about, even when you go to the draft and your team selects an offensive lineman, you boo because he's not going to be in your flex position. But look at what Dallas did all those years. Taking Frederick, taking Tyron Smith. People booed. They didn't like it. Now they have the best offensive line, arguably, in the NFC, potentially in the whole NFL. So the Browns are exactly what we thought they were going to be coming into the year. Remember, we weren't buying any of the hype surrounding them coming into the year. The fact that they were the fourth favorite in the AFC, it didn't add up. That was all public momentum, all smoke, all fantasy stuff that was tied into them being the most heavily wagered public team in the AFC. I counted out Baltimore. I got to admit, I got to take a loss here. The Ravens are probably the third best team in the AFC, and I don't care what the records are for all the other teams in the AFC. They went up against Kansas City, and Lamar Jackson, despite coming back to earth a little bit because he wasn't going to be able to sustain his first 2 weeks, still has impressed me. And Hollywood Brown, coming into last week against the Chiefs, only played 40 snaps, had 18 targets. Lamar Jackson doesn't throw much to wide receivers, but when he does, it's exclusively to Hollywood Brown. So, man, the Ravens, shout out to Impey. At the time, he was very high on the Ravens, so got to give him some credit on there. Pittsburgh, count them out. They don't have Big Ben. Bengals and Steelers on Monday Night Football, and my favorite, loser leaves town match. Whoever loses that game drops to 0-4 and can write their season off. Betty bye. So with the Browns, bad offensive line. They lost Zietler in the trade with the Giants for Olivier Vernon, and that's helped the Giants a lot, and it's kind of hurt Baker Mayfield in that offense in Cleveland. So I want to pat ourselves on the back on a very, very good call concerning the Cleveland Browns.